Yep. Today we will start from that how to mesh and how not to mesh session. So this is what we are going to do. So the first step is back-to-back triangles. When we do a 2D meshing, so either you can create a triangular or a quad mesh. So this is our structure. So here you will notice that there is a mesh is created over here. That is a quad mesh. So some triangles are also presented over here. So it is not an issue, but the issue here is you can't create a mesh which is having a triangle back-to-back triangles. Like you will notice that, see, there is a triangular element over here and also a triangular element like this. So it's a back-to-back triangles. Here one triangle and here one triangle. So there is no issue if you have a triangle here and here, that is not an issue. But if you have a back-to-back triangles, that makes an issue. So that place will be more stiffer. Why? Because you already know about triangular is more stiffer than a quad element. So if you are having a continuous element of triangular, that may be an issue. Okay. So try to avoid the back-to-back triangles while creating a quad mesh. Okay. So that is the first rule. What about that second rule? On plane surface triangles. So likewise you have a triangle like this, that is not an issue. On plane triangles mean it is a regular surface, planar surface, right? So there is no disturbance. If you have any circles over there, or else if you have any fillets or chamfers, there might be a different there might be a disturbance in the structure. So while on the disturbed structure you are creating triangle, that is not an issue. But if it is a clear structure, it doesn't have any disturbance at all, you can't create a triangle like this. So you need to create a mesh like that. It is not recommended, it is only recommended. Okay. And so this is our second rule. And we will move on to our next slide. Okay, right. No mesh translation should be at a constant radius. So I will explain simply what does it means. If we have a structure like this, so I view this object from this view, in this view, front view. Okay, so it will be look like this, 1 and 2. There will be a fillet like this. When you have a fillet like this, and it is always recommended to create a mesh on a fillet at least 2 layers. 2 layers. 2 layers means this. So 1 layer, or else you can say it as a 2 elements. So why it is recommended? If you are creating a one single element, it will be created like this. See, there might be a gap. This is an error. There is a changes in that original structure. Okay. So if you are creating more than 2 layers or 2 elements on the particular segment, so I have a curved area like this. So it will be created like this. So 1, 2, 3. So in that particular element, the fillet will be easily captured. So here it is not easily captured. So that is what I am trying to explain here. So there is a smooth transition in mesh. Okay. So for that, at least you need to create more than 2 layers on a filleted or chamfered areas. So then only you can actually capture that structures. Okay. So that curvature which is placed over here. And avoid triangular elements on the outer edges or holes. So this is the outer edges. You can't create a triangular elements like this. So you don't have a triangular element like this, and like this also. So in between it, that is not an issue. Okay. And likewise, if you have a hole like this, you are not supposed to create a triangular element which is narrowed by the hole. Okay. So you can create here, but it is not recommended. Okay. You can always use the mesh which is the combination of triangular element and quad elements. So the quad will be more dominant, like 82% of elements will be a quad element. Remaining 20% will be triangular. But that triangular should not be take places on the edges or nearby the holes or on a planar surface. Okay. So that is what I am trying to explain here. Good. So the next thing is rule number 5. So here you will notice that what is the professional level of meshing and what is a basic level of meshing. So this is what we call it as a professional level of meshing. So here you will notice that there is a hole, that hole is exactly splitted with washer structure, properly splitted, and this hole is properly meshed. You will get a clear understanding about these two meshes. So it is not in a certain pattern, you will be having a clear pattern and more professional level. Okay, so this is what we expect. So this is not recommended, it's not up to professional level. You will know how to create a professional level meshing in our upcoming sessions. Okay, we have a lot of options to create a better quality of meshings. And in the meanwhile, you will notice that how to create a proper mesh over a hole. You need to create a structure called washer. Washer means if I have a hole like this, I need to split the hole like this, like a washer structure. So after that I need to mesh this structure separately. So I have a hole like this. So yes. So here this is the washer structure. So if you have a hole like that, maybe circle, I have another circle. So this is our washer structure, but it should be in a concentric manner. After that you can split it into a quad like this. See, here I have splitted this into a quad elements. There is a certain rules. What is this exact size of the washer? You can use 1.5 to 2 times diameter. Okay, so that is the value of the washer. So if you have a 2 mm of hole, you can use the washer structure as 4 or 1.5 into 2, that is 3, not 3.5, 3. Okay, 1.5 times or 2 times. Okay, either you can use 4 or 3. Okay, it should be recommended that a minimum 2 layers. Layers means this is the layer. So here we have a 3 layers, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, see, actually it is not a exact rules, it is a recommendations. Okay, so there is no proper set of rules to create your meshing like this. So we experience this much of errors. So while you follow up these methods, you may not get the error. It is not 100% sure. So if you follow all the methods, you may not get any errors. So that is not true. You will get a error also. Okay, so but the percentage will be, the probability will be very less if you follow these methods. And what about that? Next, the rule number 7 is while splitting the washer. So you can create a washer. So if you have a circle and you can split the circle or hole by a washer structure. After that, while splitting that, there is an another issue. So here you will notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is not recommended. You can't split like that. Either you can use the number called 6, 8, 12 and 16 like that, not 7, 5, I mean 5, 9, 13, these numbers. So only you can use the even numbers, not odd numbers. Okay, equally spaced elements for a better results. Okay, so that is the rule number 7. And rule number 8, the node should be exactly lie on the surface. This issue is mostly not occurs in that ANSYS software, only occurs in Hypermesh. Why? Because Hypermesh has more number of tools for meshing. So basically it is a Hypermesh specialized for meshing creation. So when we create a mesh, it is not sure that all the nodes are on the surfaces. There might be some nodes which is not exactly created over the surfaces. It is just lie over the mesh. See here, my surface is here, but my node is here. It is tilted up to a certain level of height. So if you notice such condition, you have to delete the entire mesh and try to remesh it by changing its size or element size, whatever it is. You have to notice it out. So you have a quality methods to identify this also. We will cover that, we will see that option in our upcoming sessions also, how to identify when my node is not exactly lie on the surfaces. Okay, and the next thing is F9, I mean sorry, the ninth point, feature lines. Your nodes, while creating nodes and elements, your element should be exactly follow up the feature lines. So when I have a structure like this, I have a feature line like this, any split or whatever it is. If you create a proper mesh, it will be like that. So like a grid pattern, right? But here my elements is not obeys the feature line. This is not a good way of creating mesh. So see here, a element is created, but there is a feature line over here. So what is the correct way of creating meshes? We need to obey the feature line. So it should be lie. My nodes should be exactly lie on the feature line. So exactly my mesh will be deforms according to the feature lines. Okay, you don't have any permission to suppress or neglect the feature lines. So feature lines is very important. There might be a fracture or stress concentration region that will be occur on the feature line. So that is why we are insisting that whatever the feature line, just obey that. So don't ignore that. Okay, if it is creating a mesh like this, you have to delete the entire mesh and remesh it out. And the 10th point is, so if you have a regular structure, there is no disturbance. Again, I am saying that there is no hole or fillet or whatever it is a plane surface. Sometimes it may create like a zigzag pattern like this. It is not recommended. See, it is not recommended. So you need to create a proper mesh like this, proper splitting. Okay, so zigzag pattern is not recommended. So these are all the 10 different ways to validate a meshing. Okay, and yep, one sec.